Hey guys, I just want to talk about a few things today, and part of that is to do with the state of my channel at this point, and I just want to address the whole reason why I haven't been uploading things and other things as well, so do stay tuned for the next part as well because that's going to be important. But first, I do want to do an update on my channel because quite frankly, there's been nothing on it, and there's a reason for that, and it's mainly because, well, to be perfectly honest, I've been kind of on a downer for the past few months, and there's a few reasons why, but this month especially, I haven't really been feeling all that great, especially considering the fact that my cat just died recently, so I'm really feeling shit. But one thing that does make me feel shit right now as well, just to top it off, is Battle.net is over, but not just that, the fact that Warcraft 3 Reforged has basically been a complete disaster. Not only has it been a disaster for Blizzard, it's been a disaster for pretty much everyone, and it's just not good. If you look up anything to do with Warcraft 3 Reforged right now, it's basically just not good. Let's put it that way. The game is an absolute disaster, and I want to talk about that, but first of all, as I say, I've just not been feeling great, guys, and honestly, like, I haven't felt like making much content. Like, I struggled to get an Onimusha 2 review out, and, well, I just wasn't really satisfied with that review at all. Like, I looked at that review and I'm like, I could have done better, but to be perfectly honest, I just think that I'm just getting a bit burnt out, honestly, and considering my state of mind at the moment, I'm just not making good content anymore. And I can tell that I'm not making good content anymore, even though I'm trying to do something on my website. And video content, like, I'm not prepared to do video content at this point, people. I mean, I'm just not in the right frame of mind, and video content is always second to my blog. I want to make that clear. I focus on my blog first, and my video content second, because my blog has basically everything on it, including videos. So, yeah. And it's my main priority, so I go for my blog first. But even then, it's getting rough, and I was hoping that I could just keep it going for the next few years and stuff, and I'm hoping that I can keep it going. It's just getting a bit difficult, especially at this point, and yeah, life's just been messing me around a bit, and I've just had to deal with it for a while and focus on life shit. And really, while I'm doing that, I just really need to sink some time into video games so that I can just, get over a lot of the grief that I've been going over for the past for the past month. And yeah, it's just been pretty shit, really. This is a terrible start to the decade for me. I mean, it's not the worst start to a decade ever, but it's not a great start to a decade, and honestly, I just don't feel like making any content for that reason, and I don't want to disappoint you all. I mean, you've all put your faith in me and all that lot, and that's the reason why it's been difficult to say anything about it, but this is why. I just don't have the energy right now. I mean, when I do get the energy back, then yeah, I will be making content. I do want to make more content. I mean, I'm not opposed to making more video content, but I don't really have that, like, as a priority. I want to focus on my blog. That is the most important thing. So I just want people to know that, but I'm not against making more video content, just not in the near future. And quite frankly, my blog might also be on a hiatus depending on how I feel. I don't know, but let's put it this way, it was, like, putting out that Onimusha 2 review, I was not happy with it. I was not. I just looked at it and immediately hated it, but I thought, you know what, I'm just fed up right now of, a lot of things, and I'm just like, I'm just going to put it up just for myself. And that's the only reason why I did that review. I did it for myself, really, because ultimately, I just wanted to feel good that I actually got something up and got something done. That's the only reason why I did it. I mean, honestly, I had the review started, I just finished it because I wanted to finish it, and well, I just don't think it turned out as well as I wanted it to. But to be fair, I did try and work on it, but I just think, I don't know, I just didn't really feel that I put my all into it this time. And yeah, to be honest, with a lot of my recent reviews, you might also have noticed a decline, and there's a reason for that. The reason why my reviews have been declining is my state of mind, partially, but also because I'm kind of lacking a lot of inspiration as well. Like, a lot of the games that I put a lot into my reviews, they had a lot for me to say about, whereas games that I've recently reviewed, I haven't had too much to say about them. Though I did review Most Wanted and I said quite a few things about that game, it was still a struggle to get that review done as well. And it's starting to get like this. It's starting to get to the point now, and it has been like this for quite a while, but I haven't really spoke out about it. It's getting to the point where doing a review is excruciating. And it might not seem like it, but it kind of is. And really, I just want to kind of take a few steps back. And that doesn't mean that I want to stop doing the reviews. Obviously, I want to keep doing them, but I just want to take a step back on my standards and just release reviews without having to worry too much about the quality. And honestly, considering the fact that this isn't a career for me, I think this is how it's going to be. Unless I just suddenly get this magical inspiration that hits me to make something really big, I just can't see myself doing it in the near future. I just can't. And yeah, and I always go through this. I always go through this where I just think about how I'm going to get through the next review. Every time I finish a review, I'm like, how am I going to get through the next one? How am I going to do this? And just somehow I manage it. And I don't know how I do it, but I manage it. But that gets harder and harder and harder, and I think my state of mind right now is just not that great. And doing that review was just, it was a hassle. It wasn't really fun like it usually can be. There wasn't really any satisfaction for getting it out. It just felt like I was just doing it because I had to get it done. And yeah, like, that's the thing. And that's why you really haven't seen much on my channel recently. But I'm hoping that things will get better. I'm hoping that eventually I do get hit with some inspiration. I have a lot of games to play. A lot. And some games I've been dropping because I've had a lot of games to play. And the main reason why I've dropped them isn't because I've got a lot of games to play. It's because I'm not enjoying them. And I want to play games that I do enjoy and dedicate most of my time to those. But even then, I've still got a lot of games that I have to get through. And I'm just thinking, I'm trying to balance, making reviews on a consistent basis with getting through games and real life, and it's difficult. Now, fortunately, I don't have too many commitments like most people, so I don't have it as hard as a lot of people. And yeah, I get that a lot of people out there, you have it a lot harder than I do, and I respect that. But I think you people of all people should definitely be able to relate to how I'm feeling at this point. And you should definitely be able to relate to the fact that it can be extremely difficult when you're not in a good state of mind. And right now, that's kind of where I am at the moment. And really, I just wanted to address that because I want people to understand why the channel's been like this. Now, I do have a few ideas as to what I do want to do, but I've not really said that I want to do it for sure. And as for like doing video reviews like my Valk Profile 2 one, I'll have to see. If I feel that I need to do a review of it, like a video review, then maybe, but I don't know. Like, that review was put up mainly because not many people had reviewed it before. I mean, as I say, Bolsonberg did, and a few other people like Crimson Eye did it afterwards. But other than that, like with other games, I just don't really see a reason to do that right now. I mean, let me know if you want to see video reviews, but quite frankly, like, I don't know. Like, part of me is considering it, and part of me isn't. Part of me is just more concentrated on my written stuff, and yeah, that's kind of how it is at the moment. And with that being hard, it's just that, you know, videos, I just don't even consider videos, and that's why the channel's in this mess right now. But anyways, that's that. I want to move on, because the next problem is Warcraft 3, and this pretty much put the cherry on top for this, well, the beginning of this decade for me. Like, obviously it's not the worst thing that's happened, but it's definitely not great. Everybody knows that I love and hate Warcraft 3. I despise Warcraft 3 and I love Warcraft 3 equally. It's a love-hate game. And everybody knows that I despise Blizzard, and that they're pretty much my arch nemesis. So, they pretty much are. But, yeah. Basically what's happened is, now, we've known for a long time that Blizzard have screwed over Warcraft as a brand. They've basically tarnished the Warcraft brand beyond repair. And, yeah, they've basically... They've killed Warcraft, brought it back from the dead, pissed on it, killed it again, and brought it back from the dead again, and then shat on it. That's what Blizzard have done to Warcraft. And they've done it for profit. And other things, like, I don't know, because they wanted to make the game, like, World of Warcraft more, like, they wanted to balance the PvP in World of Warcraft, so they changed the story to make it so that it would be balanced with the factions and shit, and I don't know. It's all bullshit, but in any case, what they've done is they've bricked Warcraft 3. What I mean by this is that if you want to play Warcraft 3 online, you can't. Unless you have the Battle.net launcher and you play on the Reforged client. Now, what this means is that if you have the original Warcraft 3 somewhere, like the disc, and you try to play on Battle.net, you won't be able to do that. You'll get a notification for an update. Don't download that update. Just do not download that update. And I'm saying this to forewarn you, because if you download that update, you will basically no longer have the original Warcraft 3. And yeah, you will go straight to Reforged. And why this is a bad thing, you ask? Well, I tried the Reforged client, I booted it up, and then suddenly a login screen appeared. Yeah, a login screen appeared. Now, this is something that's bothered me about games for a while, and it's something that it's just commonplace for Blizzard games now. The first thing you see in every fucking Blizzard game now is a login screen, and it pisses me off. It just goes to show what Blizzard prioritizes. It prioritizes online over everything. Now, there is an option that says play offline underneath, but that's grayed out. You can't select that. I've tried. And by logging in to the client, there's an error message that shows up the moment that I log in. So I can't log into Battle.net too. And yeah, that's weird. I do have a Battle.net account, but I haven't really used it much, to be fair, but I do have one. And I tried logging in with it, and it won't connect. Now, I don't know if this is to do with the fact that Warcraft 3 Reforged is required to play on Battle.net 2. I don't know. If that's the case, then basically you can never play the original Warcraft 3 online ever again. But I don't know that for certain. If you guys know, let me know in the comments. But all I know is that I had an error message, so yeah. I can't exactly play online anymore. And fortunately, I managed to get the original client because I had a windowed mode shortcut, which somehow, I don't know how, but it managed to boot up the original Warcraft 3 in windowed mode. And I was lucky. Lucky that I managed to have that separate shortcut. I don't know how this has happened, but it has. It doesn't seem to have applied the patch at all, so yeah. But in any case, I'm just telling people to be careful. And I'm telling people that this is happening. Battle.net is dead. At least on Warcraft 3. I don't know if Diablo 2 Battle.net's dead, but Warcraft 3 Battle.net is dead. You can no longer go on Warcraft 3 Battle.net anymore. And now, if you want to play online, you have to use Reforged. And this is a big issue for a lot of map creators on Warcraft 3, because now Blizzard have changed their policy on map creation, where if you make a custom map, it is their property. They also reserve the right to remove custom maps. Now, if you've played on Battle.net, you know just how crazy it is. It's like the 4chan of video games. Like, it pretty much is. That, like, everything goes on Battle.net. It's like no man's land. You know, you've got all kinds of crazy shit going on there. And, yeah, it's going to change. That's going to change very quickly. And I found it quite interesting how Blizzard tried to tackle this. And I personally believe that the entire purpose of Warcraft 3 Reforged is not to make money. That's not the purpose. And that might sound crazy to some people, but hear me out. I do think money is part of it. Yes, I do. But I think the main purpose of Warcraft 3 Reforged is to purge Battle.net. That's the purpose of Reforged. That's the reason why they made it. That's the reason why it exists. Because they wanted to eliminate Warcraft 3 Battle.net. Because to them, Warcraft 3 Battle.net is a shit stain on the company's reputation. Let's not kid ourselves. It is. When you go on Battle.net, you see crazy shit like school shooter simulator and all that lot. I don't think any company wants to be represented by games like that, let's be honest. So they've changed their policy and said that they can take these maps down. The problem is that their policy also says that they can own every single content creator's map, and they can take them down at will. And as we all know, when a company can take things down at will, you can't really trust them. And yeah, that also will discourage a lot of map creators from making maps. And that's a big problem, because that means that there'll be less custom games made in the future in Warcraft 3 on Battle.net 2. So yeah, it's not looking good. It's looking very bad for all Warcraft fans, whether you are like me, you only care about the classic Warcraft, or you care about all things Warcraft. You know, it's bad for everybody. It's bad for pretty much everybody. Everybody is suffering from this. Doesn't matter whether you are excited for Reforged or not, you're going to be affected if you're a Warcraft fan. Because now, with Battle.net gone, and you have Battle.net 2, you're going to miss out on a lot of great custom maps. And there are some good custom maps made by people on Battle.net. As much as there's like, even though there's a lot of edgy maps on Battle.net, there's some really good ones that are pretty well made. And it's a shame that these people work so hard to make these maps, only for Blizzard to come and do this. But it just goes to show how heartless Blizzard are. It seems to me that Blizzard knows that people hate them. They know that everybody hates them, and their response to that is, well, they already hate us, so we might as well make them hate us more. You know what I mean? People hate them, they know people hate them, and they want you to hate them more. That's how I see it. That's how this feels to me. Because, to me, Warcraft 3 has one of the greatest stories ever told in a video game. If not the greatest. It's a game that I cherish. And to see it become like this is insulting. Like, this is the biggest insult to Warcraft fans. Pretty much. This is more than insulting. It's disgusting. It is absolutely disgraceful how a game that was once so great. Yes, it was rough around the edges. Yes, it was toxic. Yes, it had some obscene maps. But It was Warcraft 3, and we liked it, you know? It was our mess, you know? That's what Battle.net was. And now, Blizzard have taken it away and replaced it with Battle.net 2, which is a real mess, because I can't even log into it. So, they fucked Warcraft 3. Because of Reforged, people aren't going to want to play Warcraft 3 now. Like, a lot of Warcraft 3 content creators, like Witty, they're not going to be happy because a lot of people are going to lose interest in their content because the primary content they make is Warcraft 3 content. So, yeah, they're going to probably have a hard time, but who knows, they might have a contingency plan. You never know. But Warcraft 3 is not looking good. So, yeah, if you're a Warcraft 3 content creator, I'm sorry to say, but this might not be a good thing for you. This might be a terrible thing for you, and you might need to branch out. You might need to do something else. But, for people who aren't fans of Warcraft 3, or have been interested in Warcraft 3, I have bad news for you, because it's going to be very hard to get the original version. It is possible. You have to install the game and find all of the patches and install them one at a time. Yeah, you have to install them one at a time to get to patch 1.27. Or whatever patch you want. And even then you won't be able to play on Battle.net, but it is possible to play the original campaign of Warcraft 3. And I do recommend that people experience the original campaign of Warcraft 3, but I highly recommend not buying Reforged. No, I seriously hope that you don't buy Reforged. Reforged is basically the worst thing any Warcraft fan could ever ask for. It is the bane of all Warcraft fans, and to support that is basically, it's like you're supporting the people who, you know, murdered our beloved game, and therefore I highly discourage people from buying Warcraft 3 Reforged. So, yeah. Basically, I'm pissed off. And I have a right to be. Because Blizzard have not only fucked the Warcraft series, but they fucked Warcraft 3. They fucked the fucking game itself. Not just the series. They already fucked the series years ago, but they've actually attacked Warcraft 3 now. They've actually gone there and fucked over Warcraft 3. I don't know how anything can possibly get worse. Like, I cannot see how they can go any further than this in terms of bullshit. Like, what more can they do? Maybe they'll surprise me. They probably will, knowing them. But it's just like, I can't see it. I can't see how they can piss me off even more than they already have. How is it possible? Like, they fucked up Warcraft 3. What's next? What is next? That's what I want to know. Like, Blizzard have fucked everybody. And I despise them. I despise that company so much. It's unbelievable. And I think a lot of people despise them. And it's about time that something changes in that company. If you ask me, it's about time that we uninstalled that company from existence. Yeah, you heard me. Uninstall Activision Blizzard from existence. That's what I want to do now. Right now. Oh, and you can also kill off Sylvanas Windrunner as well. I'd really appreciate that. That needs to happen right now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Right now. Today. At the time this video comes out. I want to see Sylvanas dead. And I want to see Enzoth, like, murder everybody in the Warcraft universe. And I want to see Azeroth blow up. And I want to see the Twisting Nether implode. And I want to see the World of Warcraft servers shut down. I want to see Blizzard shut down. I want to see everything that could possibly go wrong for Blizzard go wrong. I want to see that happen. I want to see Blizzard suffer. And that doesn't mean I want to see the staff suffer. I don't want them to suffer. I want to see the company as a company suffer. I want to see their shares go down. Because the faster their shares go down, the happier I will become. Call me spiteful if you want, but that's how I feel about Blizzard. I despise them that much. They've not only fucked the law, which that's not a crime, I can live with that. I mean, I might be passionate about the law and all that lot, but that to me, it's not enough of a reason to hate a company. To me, a reason to hate a company is when you do shit like microtransactions and subscription fees at the same time, and charge for expansions, and put always online DRM in your games, and, well, ban esports players. Even though I don't have much love for esports players, like, banning them is still not good conduct, and really, they put their faith in your product to make a career out of it, and you screw them over. It's not right. But at the end of the day, I don't care much for esports. I don't understand why people watch them, and I don't really like them. But, at the end of the day, it is still bullshit. It is bullshit, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired of hearing Blizzard do something bullshit. I am. I'm getting really tired of it. I'm getting tired of the industry. I'm getting tired of the entire gaming industry being bullshit. I mean, I'm Cynical Gaming Blog. That's the blog that I write. And now I feel more cynical than ever, because things just seem to be getting worse in this decade. I just can't see how things are going to get better from here. It just seems to be going down and down and down and down and down. And I think that's also part of the reason why my mental state is at an all-time low right now, because I'm just watching the gaming industry, gaming collapse. And this is something I'm really passionate about. It's something that I dedicate myself to, and it's collapsing around me. And I'm seeing this, and it's not good. I need something positive to happen. I'm praying that Bannerlord is that positive thing. But even then, I've heard bad things about Bannerlord. I've heard worrying things about Bannerlord, but I'm hoping and praying that it isn't. For the sake of my sanity, I'm going to be cautiously optimistic about Bannerlord, but ultimately, that's the only saving grace, as far as I'm concerned, because it just seems now that all these companies just keep getting worse and worse and worse, and yet people keep feeding them money. And I don't understand it. Why do we keep supporting these bullshit products? Why? Why do we keep buying all these games day one and pre-ordering them? Why do we do this? Why do we buy shit? Nobody should have to buy shit. I just don't understand. It's like people will buy anything just simply because it has a brand name on it, and they feel that if they don't buy it, they're betraying the brand. But that's not the case. I didn't buy Warcraft 3 Reforged, people. And I am a huge Warcraft fan. I love Warcraft 3. It's one of my favourite games of all time. And yet, I didn't buy Warcraft 3 Reforged. I had no plans on doing so, because I knew what Blizzard were like. So to all of you people who are a fan of anything, if you notice any bullshit that happens in the game, you don't buy into it. You stand up for your rights as a customer. That's what you do, because that's when things change. You put your foot down. You tell these publishers where to shove it, and you don't give them any money. You don't buy their product. You go play something that doesn't have all the bullshit, like an indie game, because those games need your support more than ever. I mean, as for me, I've got plenty of games to play through anyways, so it doesn't matter to me anyways. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm just sick and tired of all this bullshit. I'm sick and tired of all these companies nickeling and diming us. It's getting old, We might joke about it every now and again. I might have a rant about it every now and again. But now it's starting to get annoying. It's starting to get depressing. And it's getting old. Something needs to change. Big time. Because this industry is dreadful. I mean, last decade was the worst decade in gaming. What's this decade going to be? Is this decade going to be even worse? Is it? Because it feels that way, unless something changes. And something really needs to change. I already wrote that massive article about the state of gaming, and I don't want to have to write that again in the next 20 years. I really don't. So, gaming industry, fix your shit. Seriously. And Blizzard, fuck off. And I'm out.